but let's get rolling. Welcome everyone to this our introduction to what is going to be another amazing Carbon Literacy Action Day. I'm Phil Corbell, the co-founder of the project, the Carbon Literacy Project, and its director of external relations. A little bit of housekeeping. You are muted and off screen as this is a Zoom webinar. But at any point, please put in questions into the Q&A button as opposed to chat. And we've got colleagues standing by there to answer questions as we go. No fire alarms. No, you know what I mean. Anyhow, let's find out who's in the room. Heard about me. My colleagues Chloe, Grace, and Fraz have been putting the whole event together. And we are supported today by Harriet, who will be answering our questions, and Fiona and Razvan are doing the technical stuff and making sure that we don't fall off air, which is really useful. But apart from us, we've also got some guests. These are winners of our Catalyst Award from last year, and we'll be hearing from them at the end. That's Sean from Wirral Council, Venetia from Groundwork, and Bethany from the Government of Jersey, who'll be talking to us at the towards the end of this event to find out what they did and what was so special about what they did. That's your cast list, and this is what we're going to do in the course of this event. Some scene setting, a look back at what happened last year, about our international spread, and then really the process of how to get involved, who we want in there, and how to actually learn from what's gone on before, and see what how to make the best of your event. And then, as I say, we'll look a little bit at the award and those case studies at the end, and hopefully we'll have time for more Q&A at the end as we go. But as I say, let's get underway. And if you want questions, again, do throw them in into the Q&A button at the bottom there. That would be really, really fantastic. Good. So briefly, now I'm presuming that a lot of you know us as the Carbon Literacy Project. We're this medium-sized charity based in Manchester, and we are out creating a large-scale, low-carbon, impactful, low-carbon culture. We started here in Manchester, we've spread right across the UK, and I think, yes, that's right, 26 countries across 7 continents is our current tally of where carbon literacy has been happening. It really is aimed at everyone. Our day's worth of climate action training is absolutely there for everyone. And now we've got this extraordinary community, as denoted by some of those numbers there, that collaborate on enabling others to come on board to create this very, very special thing that's happening all over the place. In my work, it's my job to introduce this to all and sundry. And now I can quite proudly say that carbon literacy is for everyone, from wedding planners to funeral directors to polar explorers and master shipwrights of heritage ships. The master shipwright of HMS Victory, for those that you know it, is now carbon literate. The tally of brilliant people joining up grows and grows and grows. So if you're part of our amazing community, thank you so much for all your input. And if you're not yet, we will welcome you joining us during Carbon Literacy Action Day, or CLAD as you might hear it referred to. But I'm going to hand over now to one of the people organising the event, this being Grace. Hi, Grace.
Hi Phil, thank you. So setting the scene, what is Carbon Literacy Action Day? So it's the world's largest Training and Climate Action Day. It's very unique. This year is our fifth edition, and the window of participation is from the 10th to the 13th of November, with the 13th of November expected to be our record-breaking day. It's coinciding with the UN's COP UN 30, so UN COP 30 climate negotiations. So yeah, for those who don't know, essentially the aim for CLAD is to have as many people as possible complete their carbon literacy training in that window of duration to act as a catalyst for climate action. So CLAD results today. So this year will be our fifth edition. In 2021, 502 individuals took part with 17 training providers, and then in 2022, there are 441 individuals across 31 training providers with 11 sectors and 43 unique courses across 11 nations. And then 2023, it was a big jump. So 2,303 individuals took part, which is approximately an increase of 5 times the amount of learners from the previous year. 225 organisations took part with 75 training providers, and that's across 28 sectors, and 102 unique courses in 12 nations. And then an even bigger jump in 2024 to have 3,926 learners. We'll break down the impact of 2024, but it's really amazing sort of seeing this increasing scale of carbon literacy action days. And yeah, we can only do it because so many organisations have been engaged, and hopefully even more this year. Okay, so to look at CLAD 2024 and go into a bit of more detail about the impact. So yeah, as I mentioned, 3,926 individuals were trained, which is a 70% increase in learners from last year, which is amazing. So that's 700 on the back of that, 7,852 climate action pledges were committed to, which is estimated to save over 14,000 tons of carbon, which is amazing. And this was aligned with the COP29 negotiations, inspiring immediate engagement. And it's a really great time to engage with sustainability because there's so much about COP in the news. So yeah, it was really great to just be part of that momentum. Our CLAD Catalyst theme last year was climate inclusion. So organisations really went above and beyond to expand their reach through tailored and accessible and action-driven carbon literacy. There's an intersectional and inclusive commitment to climate action across all of the communities who took part. And some ways that organisations sort of fostered that was additional support to meet accessibility needs and careful planning of training hours to accommodate shift workers and so much more. And the Action Day received overwhelming support and positive feedback from both trainers and learner participants. And we also received a very special message from Ed Miliband, the UK Secretary of State for Energy Security and Net Zero. And yes, in this picture, that is a direct quote from the Secretary of State, which is amazing. So I'm sure some of you know, but carbon literacy is delivered across all 7 continents. So that's including Antarctica. Carbon literacy is sort of an international movement, and we just wanted to take a moment to highlight the international reach of CLAD 2024. So all of the countries shaded are countries that took part in last year's Action Day. So just to highlight a few, in the United States. Inc. Company, an NGO based in San Diego, delivered training to the community with a mission to increase public awareness about climate change. In Spain, Permaculture for Innovation delivered carbon literacy to SMEs, offering courses in both English and Spanish. In the United Arab Emirates, Zayed University delivered training in the Middle East, and we had carbon literacy delivered in Kenya as well. Surrey Planet Africa is an organisation that supports climate adaptation and mitigation initiatives in Africa and the global south. So yeah, really excited to see where you can take carbon literacy this year for CLAD. As you can see, it's a truly international affair, and we're really happy to support any work, whether it's in the UK or abroad. So, ahead of the 5th annual Carbon Literacy Action Day, let's take a moment to explore the global impact of carbon literacy even further. We have a very special video to share with you showcasing individuals and organisations from all around the world who delivered training for last year's Action Day. These passionate advocates are making a real difference in their communities, empowering people with the knowledge and skills to tackle climate change head on. So sit back, relax, and let's see how carbon literacy is spreading across the globe.
This Carbon Literacy Action Day, organisations from across the globe are coming together to inspire climate inclusion. Each action taken, each piece added, brings us closer to a zero carbon future that leaves no one behind.
This year we're excited to be part of the Carbon Literacy Action Day. It also marks a historic moment because Africa is participating in the Carbon Literacy Action Day for the very first time. This has been an exciting year for us because we recently received grant funding from the Carbon Literacy Project that we're using to train communities to become carbon literate and get the knowledge and skills to reduce their carbon footprints. In the process, they become more resilient to the effects of climate change, and we're extremely grateful to the Carbon Literacy Project for this support.
Carbon Literacy Action Day is great because it brings all kinds of people from all around the world in a spirit of thinking that we're all on this mission together of addressing climate change.
We are striving for carbon literacy goals at the moment, and we've already been rolling out carbon literacy training across the council, including training all our heads of service. During Carbon Literacy Action Day, we're aiming to train over 100 members of staff to encourage climate conversations.
One of the reasons that Carbon Literacy Action Day is very important to us is because it helps to showcase how we're all in this together. The climate crisis is a huge problem that we cannot resolve on our own, so we need one another. We need a network of people that can take local efforts and help to realize decarbonization on a global scale.
Why is carbon literacy important to us? Well, it will help us to engage our staff and empower them to take action that will help to reduce their climate impact. This will help our business's sustainability goals and also help our clients in the food sector to deliver their sustainability goal.
This is our first year delivering carbon literacy training, and we can already see the impact it's had on individuals from having the confidence to talk to clients, customers, and the business network to already putting their pledges into action.
Our mission, our duty was to educate as many as marketers as possible in sustainability marketing, because marketers can drive changes and can do a lot of things in sustainability. So we created a course with a CLT called Get Carbon Literate, Understanding and Communicating about Climate Change. So if you are marketers, if you want to make change, please do it. And also, by doing so, you will be part of the big Carbon Literate community, and it's a good feeling.
We believe there's a close link between sustainability and the environment and the active and healthy communities we provide. So we're taking part in the Carbon Literacy Action Day to highlight our focus on carbon reduction and using our platform to encourage our visitors, clients and suppliers to all do the same. With over 22 million visitors a year and a significant carbon footprint, it takes each and every one of us to do our bit.
We just started offering carbon literacy training to the community, And we're really excited to be involved in Carbon Literacy Action Day because it's so important to offer this training to all residents free of charge.
We're going to be training 10 of our in-house staff, and the reason we're doing it is to create more awareness of carbon literacy, both for staff and visitors. I believe it's important because the data and the information included within the course can generate conversations around sustainability, both outside and inside of work.
Together, we're creating a powerful force for change. Carbon Literacy Action Day is for everyone, and there's always a place for you in the puzzle.
Oh, so I hope everyone was feeling really inspired after that video. I know I definitely am. And I've been told that one of the stars of that video, Michael Eslaba, is actually in the call. So hi, Michael, and thank you for joining. So who can get involved in CLAD? Basically everyone. So individuals they can join a carbon literacy course to become certified as carbon literate. Organisations, facilitators and trainers that have an approved course already simply can just run one of their courses and have it end between the 10th and 13th of November. New organisations, facilitators and trainers can express their interest to take part, and we'll work with them to get them set up and ready to go ahead of CLAD. So yeah, if you're interested in getting involved, please do. And why take part in CLAD? So firstly, it's a really exciting event. It's when COP30 will be taking place in Belém in Brazil. So it's a really unique opportunity to generate increased levels of involvement, activity, and excitement about carbon literacy within your community or your organisation. Yeah, as I briefly mentioned before, COP negotiations are going to be all over the news. Sustainability is a really hot topic, and it's a really great way to be involved and take immediate action to tackle climate change. You can also, it's a really great way to be part of the breadth and diversity of carbon literacy. As different people from different backgrounds across the world all come together and complete their day's worth of carbon literacy training. So it's a really great opportunity to be part of a really big, exciting movement. It's a really great opportunity to reach a group that may be challenging to engage. So for example, a senior leadership team who might be quite time poor. It's an opportunity to showcase your commitment to climate action to your audiences, and all learners will receive a unique Action Day certificate, which highlights their effort and commitment to making a difference. And we would absolutely love for you to join us for this year's Action Day. And here is an example of one of our unique learner certificates. Okay, so how to join in? Firstly, do you have an accredited course? If so, do make sure that you're registered via the JOT form, which I believe you'll be able to access in the chat. You can read our Action Day roadmap, which we'll share with you once you've completed the JOT form. And then all you need to do is just start planning your training for the day. If you don't have an accredited course, then again, do register via the JOT form so we know that you're interested. And then a member of the Carbon Literacy Project team will be in touch to help you write or to access a course. And then you'll need to develop your course and plan your training, and we'll be here to support you with that process. And I'd encourage you to read the roadmap and also reach out to us because we are here to help. Once you've confirmed your participation, do let us know your plans. Later on this spring, we'll be sending a form where you can let us know about your CLAD plans and share the details of your Action Day. We'll share a comms pack with you to help you promote your CLAD initiative, and then the Action Day will be on the 13th of November, but any training that ends between the 10th and the 13th will count. So In terms of planning your training, there are several ways that training providers can get involved. So firstly, you can run an open course for individuals or a specific audience. Secondly, you can deliver a course within an organisation, and carbon literacy facilitators can get involved for supporting course delivery. On the day, all training needs to finish at or before midnight in your local time on the 13th of November, and then at 5 p.m. we'll commence our virtual world tour. It's a day packed with lots of opportunities to make an impact, so do choose your preferred way to participate and mark the day in your calendar for this global event. So when you're planning your training, some things to consider are firstly your audience, how you'll train, how to promote your course, and I'd really encourage you to tap into any communities and networks that you have, and also think big. So think about what is your sphere of influence and how can you maximize your impact. So if you have any questions so far, please do pop them into the chat. We have team members supporting us, and I'm going to pass over to Chloe now.
Thanks, Grace. Hi, everyone. So yeah, now we're going to dive in the promotional support. So the good news is that you are not alone planning your training and initiative for CLAD. So the team have built a whole lot of promotional support that you can access that will help you really get the most out of the training and the initiative that you're planning, and really amplify the work that you're doing. So as part of this promotional support, we've got what we call the CLAD communication pack. So that includes logo, international logo for CLAD, but also the Carbon Literacy project. We've got social media graphics that are already made, as well as some high quality training photo that you can use in all your social media posts. We've also put together a bit of a handy guide that suggests, wording and like pre-made copy, essentially, that you can use across all your various social media platforms. We've got a press release template, and we've got, brand guideline to really keep everything looking very sharp. If you are planning to run an open course, so an open course is a course that is directed to the public, so anyone can sign up. So if you're planning to do this, we've got Evermore in store for you to support you. So we've got, we can promote a training via our Carbon Literacy project website. So we've got a CLAD dedicated page where it will be like a whole list of CLAD courses available across various sectors. We will be doing a lot of social media posts as well to support you. And you can also access to some paid social media free of charge. In addition to that, we've got a partnership with Patagonia. Patagonia Action Works is actually the website where we host all our events and carbon literacy courses. So we get a lot of, essentially footfall and people accessing that website, and we can have your course, your CLAD course listed there as well. So make sure that you as soon as you've got your CLAD plans ready, share that information with us, and we can really promote it ahead of time, so you get a lot of engagements. So moving on to a really exciting thing about CLAD is the Catalyst Award, and we've got a really great theme this year. So it's all about, the theme this year is all about creating lasting and real change through carbon literacy training. So it's captured between these three words: connect, collaborate, and cascade. Just for a bit of background, if you don't know what the CLAD Catalyst Award is, so it's an award that we run every year since we do CLAD. So it's a 5th edition this year. So essentially, we recognize and we celebrate any trainers and organization we go above and beyond to make carbon literacy catalytic. So if you do something that really spark rapid and wide reaching impacts, you have the opportunity to apply for an award and win prizes. So this year we're especially excited because we're launching a new category. So we wanted to really celebrate our trainers network and independent trainers that do incredible work, you know, to really push forward carbon literacy with organization and individual around the world. So if you're trainers, there will be a special new category for you in addition to the organization. So how do you win the award, and how do you plan? So the idea is to plan ahead and try to do something very impactful that really live out to the theme. I will go down in a bit more details about what the theme entails. But essentially, you will be sent on the day, on the 13th of November, a survey to fill in, you know, with information about what your CLAD day would look like, and there will be the opportunity here to apply for the award. The form is actually already live on our CLAD Catalyst page. If you want to go ahead and have a little bit of a look of what the questions are to guide you in shaping your CLAD day, you're more welcome to go and yeah, have a look on the CLAD page. And the winners will receive a special recognition badge. You get free certification for carbon literacy credits. You also get a CLAD promotional pack for specific to the award winners, where we really shout out, you know, about your achievement. We also share on our social media. We share press release with a list of media. So a lot of great visibility there. So yeah, the aim really with the award is simple. We're encouraging people to create that ripple effect. So, you know, every ripple really begins with one person. And if we have enough action, we can really create that tipping point and shift into implementing, you know, better sustainable practices on how we live and work. So yeah, the idea is for everyone to try and do something very catalytic. So just moving on to specifically to the theme, to give you a bit more details there. So we've got connect. So the idea here is to make the right connection. That's the first step to big impact. So organizations should focus on reaching out to key people, enablers, whether they're local leaders, influencers, that can really help you with spreading carbon literacy further and faster for CLAD. That also means perhaps using PR, you know, if you have any contacts, social media, storytelling, really raise awareness and attract attention to the initiative that you're putting together for CLAD. The more people that know about carbon literacy, the more people will be joining for CLAD, and that is the ultimate aim. Then next, collaborate. So working together obviously makes everything bigger and better. So we encourage you to team up with other sectors, communities, businesses, leadership groups, other training providers to run large-scale training session and really maximize the number of participants. The idea is that if you're sharing resources and co-host events, you can really learn from others and help growing carbon literacy reach and impact. And finally, cascade. So the goal is to spark something big and lasting. So organizations should really focus on scaling up, training more people on a day, developing more trainers, capacity ahead of CLAD to really support that, and create a movement that keeps growing. So engage with ambassadors, you know, any endorsements obviously is very encouraged, success stories to inspire others to take action and help carbon literacy reach the tipping point where it really becomes a widespread and a global movement for climate action and education. So that's the award in a nutshell. And I will pass back on now to Phil, who will be, I believe, interviewing some of our previous year winner.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chloe. Thanks, Grace. I hope you've got the idea now of what's been achieved and what can be achieved with this extraordinary day. Obviously, it's not the day itself, it's how you can use it itself as a catalyst to spur greater action within your area, within your organization. And there's a question, I think, in from Oscar about it does have to be a day's worth of training. I always talk about this as a day's worth of learning and doing that fits the carbon literacy standard. So it doesn't have to happen in a day, you can chunk it. I love the idea that on the research vessel, the Sir David Attenborough, the training took place an hour a day in the ship's lounge after dinner. That's when ship crew and passengers got together. So it really is that flexible. So let's look at some of the things that have happened in our winners. And we're first going to go over to the Wirral and talk to Sean. Sean, come in Liverpool. Excellent, there you are. You probably want to unmute yourself as well. I think that's great. So Sean, Wirral Borough Council, for people that don't know the Wirral, tell us about the place and what the council gets up to. Briefly, if you would.
No worries. The Wirral is connected to the Liverpool City region, so it's just over the water to Liverpool. We do link in with Liverpool City Council and other councils in the surrounding areas, and it's peninsula and it's got a lot of coastal areas, so we're very much linked to obviously some of the climate issues that we've had in terms of the poor weather at times, with flooding and stuff. So we've had to take some good action there. As
nothing like a coast to bring the message home. Huh? No.
100%.
Yeah. And your role in all this, Sean?
So I am the Climate Emergency Officer for Wirral Borough Council. I'm part of a team called Climate Emergency Team. I was tasked to undertake carbon literacy training and bring it in-house. We originally achieved bronze status with APSI, the third-party organisation, but to start initiating more in person instead of online as we start to come back to the office, we brought it in-house
and you're not alone. My
colleague Heather.
Start outside, bring the capacity in to let it roll up. What did you do last year? What did you get up to?
So myself and my colleague Heather, who delivers the training with me, we decided we needed to take quite a big leap to get towards our silver status. And we have about 3,000 people in our organisation, and we need to train about 600 to achieve this. And we're about a good few hundred off, and we needed to make some ground for this. So we decided to do at least 3 days worth of solid training in Birkenhead Town Hall. And we mainly focused on our own directorate and the directorate next to us called Neighbourhoods and Regeneration. And that had a ripple effect where other areas such as adult social care, libraries, housing, all them came into participate. So we seemed to be able to pick up quite a few officers for training within the organisation. And over 3 days, we were able to train 200 officers, which was a major achievement to do. And it was quite a tough 3 days to get through, but fantastic engagement.
You had to book some recuperation time yourself and Heather, I'm sure.
Well, we prepared on a Monday, Tuesday, and left the Wednesday free, and then obviously Action Day we had that, so we needed that.
But I think you make the point there about, and part of the reason that this inspired us to give the award is bringing it to people that don't see climate as part of their work or interest. Mm-hmm. That's the absolutely vital thing. And that, how did that land? But a librarian. What's this got to do with me?
100%. I mean, when we rolled out the train, we didn't really have the Catalyst Award in mind. It was literally to make the ground, but with such diverse people picking up the message within the organisation and not realising that carbon literacy was for them. It was the general consensus that it was more for the senior managers across the organisation. So getting that communication right to them and being very direct that no, this is for you and you can learn was fantastic. And some of the actions that they came up with based on their roles that they see day to day that they didn't believe they could take action on, and then they had this opportunity to, was really, really inspiring to see.
Can you choose an example?
Oh yeah, so we had pest control, our pest control team, the whole team turned up for the day.
Oh, what, really? Carbon literate rat catchers?
Yes, well, we did we do a quiz as well for the science-based learning part to get the engagement. It could be quite heavy, the science part at the beginning, a lot of information for people, and we asked them to do come up with a quiz team name. They came up with License to Kill as well, so they had quite a bit of fun. But
I think that's the point. You know, obviously it's a hugely serious issue, but if you can bring a bit of fun. And again, relevance into that. So yeah, I will definitely be adding carbon literate rat catchers to my list of the less usual stuff. And you did a stall in the park, but let's look forward. Carbon literacy going forward on the Wirral. What's happening?
So currently we're still aiming for our silver status. We've identified our officers. I think one of the issues that we've found really is obviously me and my colleague, but such a big organization, it is very difficult to capture everyone who takes part in the training to 100% get them over the line. But we are making that progress right now. Currently we're offering one-to-one training, pledge workshops with individuals for an hour to get them through. And this also typically helps for anyone with special learning requirements that we've identified for our training sessions that we weren't aware of at the time. So it definitely benefits them and makes them feel more comfortable. So
fantastic. And all these experiences are not uncommon, but the great thing is that if you're watching this, these are sorts of the solutions to those things can be shared amongst our community as well. Sean, very best of luck. You're joining in this year, I trust?
Well, once we achieve silver, hopefully this month, we'll be looking to make our plans for November this year. So yeah, hopefully. So keep an eye out for it.
That's fantastic, Sean. Very best of luck with all the work, and very much hope to see you on the Round the World tour in November for this Carbon Literacy Action Day. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.
Thanks, Phil.
So we're going to go to some organisation we work with a lot in Greater Manchester, Groundwork, and Venetia here, our other winners. Venetia, good to see you. Again, for people that don't know Groundwork, Groundwork Greater Manchester, a micro-potted portrait.
So Groundwork Greater Manchester is an environmental and social regeneration charity, and we do lots of different things which are all about delivering on our mission to create a greener, fairer and stronger future for people, places and communities in Greater Manchester. And we're a member of the Federation of Groundwork Trusts, which has trusts in England, Wales and Northern Ireland.
And what do you do with Groundwork Greater Manchester?
So I'm the Director of Employment and Skills. So I have responsibility for all of our employment and skills provision, which really focuses on supporting people who perhaps have a lot more barriers to the labour market. So we're sort of supporting people to build confidence and secure work and progress in education, particularly in the green economy. And we work with groups including people involved in the criminal justice system, care leavers, young people with a lot of barriers to employment, people with health conditions and disabilities. And I'm also responsible for our landscape construction business.
That's all.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but also in the way of how the carbon literacy community works, your experience with those communities with extra barriers to learning and employment has been priceless to us. I always one conversation with one of your trainers that we dealing with disadvantaged young people. He challenged us really constructively. He said, "You're asking for people to go and do a home footprint. Some of the people I'm training don't have a home. They're lucky to have a sofa," which meant we were able to adapt and make it relevant, etc., etc. So we learn from your experience as well, which brings us very nicely to what you got up to at the last Action Day.
Yeah, so I suppose our Action Day activity stems from one of my pledges when I did carbon literacy training years ago, which was about integrating carbon literacy training into the curriculum of all of our kind of education and skills provision. For Groundwork, one of the things that we do, we are an education provider in prison. So on what we delivered carbon literacy training to a group of prison residents, a group of men on our construction and green skills training course in HMP Forest Bank in Salford. So the group of 12 men completed their their training on that day. So we have had to do quite a bit of work around adapting the content of our course. And I'm sure you won't be surprised to know that people in prison are not spending a lot of time worrying about the climate emergency. They have got a lot of other issues going on. And they're also living in conditions where they really don't have much control about the choices they can make, whether that's heating, lighting, food, clothing, anything really. So when we do the training, we have a lot of connection with the construction industry, which is what they're looking to go into. What they can do now, which is quite limited, but what action they can be taking when they get out of prison, and what they can do when they get work with their new employer.
Yeah, and in our work with people involved in that population as well, there's a thing about self-esteem as well. You know, not having the greatest, lots of mental health issues, etc., self-esteem particularly, and how it can contribute to that. Did you feel any of that was coming through with that day and that population?
People, I think that sort of they're not necessarily thinking, oh, I'm really looking forward to doing this training when we tell them they're going to do it, but they do enjoy it when it happens and on the day. And it's a lot about a style of delivery where there's a lot of interaction, a lot of discussion, there's a lot of listening to each other and hearing and sort of extracting people's understanding so that they can understand how it relates to them, even though they've got other stuff to get through at the moment.
One of the great strengths of the Carbon Literacy Standard is our insistence on peer-to-peer delivery, which, I mean, in some settings, obviously, we're not expecting those residents to stand and lead the thing, but maximising the involvement of the group to the group, I think is a great strength there.
We have had a super enthusiastic prison learner who we would love to get back into the prison to support delivery, but that's not possible.
Unless something goes terribly wrong with their life, but
yes, we don't actually want him to come back. But
indeed, Venetia, looking forward briefly, carbon literacy with Groundwork Greater Manchester.
Well, like you said, we've been on this journey for a long time and we've trained well over 1,000 people now. So for us, we sort of want to do a lot more work training other people in VCSE organisations, putting in curriculum to support children in secondary school and just sort of continuing on our trajectory of integrating carbon literacy into different vocational curriculums and linking in with employers that people will go into.
Yeah, no, I've carbon literate apprentices is something which is going to happen, isn't it? We'll get there. So, Venetia, thanks so much for your support from the organisation and yourself. And again, I hope you're getting this flavour that there's this huge diversity of experience across the carbon literacy community that can be shared, which is fantastic. So thank you, Venetia, Bethany, Sean. Amazing examples of what we can do. And I'm going to hand back now to Grace, please.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you so much, Bethany, Venetia, and Sean. It's always really inspiring to hear from the people delivering carbon literacy training, and I really do hope they've given you some fresh ideas on just the diversity of things that you can do. So the next steps, do sign up for CLAD. At this point, it's just registering interest via the Jot form, and the link is in the chat. And plan your training. Use the roadmap, which will be shared to you once you've signed up for the Jot form, or you can access it on our website. Yeah, use that to support your planning. Remember to think big. As you've just seen, there's so much you can do for the action day. And if you do need any support at all, or if you want to talk through your ideas or logistics, the CLAD team will be super happy to support you. You can email us at clad@carbonliteracy.com, and we'll be really happy to arrange a call with you or provide any support, whatever will be helpful for you. So questions, we have a few minutes left. I think all the outstanding questions have been answered, so a massive thank you to the team. Obviously, do use this time to just pop anything else in the chat if you want, and we can continue to pick up. And I will saw last slide, this QR code will also take you to the Jot form where you can register your interest. It also has our contact details, so do email us with any questions, or you can call us, follow us on LinkedIn, and also follow us on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's happening at the project. And yeah, I don't think there's any more questions. So hopefully that's answered everything. But yeah, massive thank you to everyone who has joined the call today. We really do hope that you'll get involved with CLAD this year. As you can see, there's so much to gain from it. And just one more thing, when you leave the call, there will be a survey at the end. So it's an opportunity for you to give any feedback and let us know about anything that you'd like to see in future events. There's also a QR code that will link to our Just Giving page. We are a charity, so please do donate if you're willing and able to. And thank you so much for your time today. We really hope you enjoyed the event and hopefully see you next at the World Tour webinar on the 13th of November.